Hi there, this is David and welcome to my first crowdsourced video detailing my Discord server's top 10 best JRPG monks. As many of you know, I set up my Discord only a scant few months ago and I thought that it would be fun to get everybody involved in the video making process. So, I had an idea for everybody to submit their favorite monks from their favorite JRPGs, and from about 20 or so total submissions, the server voted and we were able to narrow the list down to a manageable top 10. Please keep in mind that this isn't necessarily my opinion, but the opinion of my pretty wacky but entirely wholesome Discord server as a whole. And also, this series will continue, so if you want to be a part of the fun and submit your favorite job classes, come on over to the Discord to have your input heard. And with that, let's go ahead and get started. Number 10, submitted by TT Paradigm and EverEdge X, is Jude of Tales of Xillia. While Bruiser in Tales of Destiny was probably the first Tales monk, the designers raised the bar with Senel in Legendia and made him an actual good fist fighter. And following in their footsteps, Goody Two-Shoes Jude comes in as one of the most fun protagonists to play as due to his versatility and ease of play. His attacks come fast and furious, and his combos always seem to string together well with his arts and basic attacks. And do keep in mind that this was well before combos really became the name of the game in Zestiria and Berseria. I mean, the poor guy just wanted to be a doctor, but he ends up over his head, so he's able to kick some serious ass while still being able to heal. Number 9, submitted by Black Box, is Amarant of Final Fantasy IX. The Flaming Amarant may claim that he's human, but I don't think so. He's twice as high as everybody else, and he's green, so who does he think that he's fooling? That aside, I love his aesthetic. He's calm, cool, and casual, but whenever he does go in for an attack, it's a lightning quick uppercut. Plus, his character archetype is that brooding, edgy lone wolf who dresses simply, nothing too fancy, kind of like what you'd expect from a monk. In combat, he's a versatile character who builds up the rest of the team while filling in any gaps. He has high HP for tanking, good physical attack power, and his skills can even deal magical damage. He can heal, curse enemies, counterattacks, and throw magic right back at the enemies. He fills any gaps, and he's also able to contribute as a fully realized character himself. Number 8, submitted by Serena Mistress, is Alena of Dragon Quest IV. My first time through Dragon Quest III, I slept on the fighter class. I figured, why bother with one whenever you could just have a soldier instead? But Alena changed my thinking on all that. While most princesses and JRPGs are healers, she bucks the trend, and she is a one-woman powerhouse. In Chapter 2, she wants to prove herself as the best fighter in the land, and by Chapter 5, she is! The stiletto earrings, or falcon knife earrings for you young whippersnappers, allow her to attack twice per turn, and her insanely high luck stat means that you'll often be getting 2 critical hits, making her perfect for randoms, dropping bosses, and hunting metal monsters for that sweet, delicious experience. I mean, who really needs defense when you have a killer offense? Am I right? Number 7, submitted by Inconspicuous Prinny, is Eizen of Tales of Berseria. While many other monks have been submitted because of their combat prowess, I want to talk about Eizen as a character. I mean, don't get me wrong, his gameplay is great, but his character is just top-notch, and he's easily the most likable of the Berseria crew. He always adds value to the conversations. He's cool and charismatic, yet also world-weary and a bit intimidating at first. His humor and personality really shine through during the many skits, but maybe that was all just a cover for his tragic backstory and ending. I mean, his inclusion alone in Berseria made me like Zestiria all the more. While fighting, he's a badass. I mean, he's the Reaper after all. But underneath all that bravado, hid a big softy. Number 6, submitted by Tom D, is Rand from Breath of Fire 2. In this episode of What the Monk, we'll be exploring the biggest brute of them all, Rand from Breath of Fire 2. This bare-knuckle brawler is known for his 2 right jabs followed by a mighty uppercut. Joining you on early in the quest, the gentle giant helps the hero thwart a murder attempt against Cat. He's loyal, righteous, and strong. and he allows you to have the first overworld travel ability to roll around and avoid enemies. And while he might be more well known for his fists, he's actually the second best healer in the entire game, and his limited magical attacks like thunder and earth elemental damage make this armadillo one hell of an asset to any party. Going adventuring? Need a monk? Consider recruiting this colossus today. Number 5, submitted by Allcast and PoopBro420, is Zell of Final Fantasy VIII. Zell's a good boy, and as a callback, all his moves are inspired by attacks from the previous games. But he's no musclehead, because he's actually kind of like a know-it-all, and proud to explain the history of each location that you visit around the world. His character development is actually pretty good, as he got into martial arts to hide his sensitive side from bullies like Cypher. Early on, he's quick to stomp his foot, shake his fist, and annoy everybody else around him. But as annoying as he can be, he's always going the extra mile for his friends. He helps make Squall's ring into a necklace, and he's such a gentleman that he escorts the Dia to Eshtar to make sure that she arrives safely. And that smile, whew, he could eat my hot dog. Number 4, submitted by Iron Knuckles and Oppositional Defiance, is Faye of Xenogears. As a true JRPG hero, Faye has great stats all around, with the best physical attacks, high agility, good chi-based abilities, and of course, dark secrets. No powers of friendship are going to help our good monk here. Faye has the soulful spirit of an emotional man pushed into situations that he never wanted to be in. As a pacifist and artist at heart, he wielded his abilities with trepidation, and when they proved to be truly beyond comprehension, he became afraid of the strength of his own hands, his own abilities, and he wanted to take all the blame onto himself. Faye will go on to topple nations, support his friends, and push himself to his limit while just using his fists, his will, a small amount of belief, and a big black gear. Oh my. Number 3, submitted by Group Math, is Pooh of Earthbound. I appreciate Pooh because he's different from his allies. Even though he looks and sounds so different from everybody else in Eagleland, he can still hold his own. It's rare to see characters portrayed in JRPGs who look, sound, or act different from the norm, so his characterization is completely unexpected. I mean, I always enjoy an outsider, underdog, alien, or nonconformist. Having variety and representation is always a good thing, and this prince was definitely nice to have around. Similar to many monks, he can fill whatever role is needed, mostly as a magical attacker or secondary healer. But if you spend the time and energy, he can be a pretty nice fighter as well. The boy is dope in combat. Number 2, submitted by Gels, is Yang of Final Fantasy IV. As the last survivor of Fabul's struggling army, this poor man has to protect the kingdom pretty much by his lonesome, and he puts his duty above all else, even his wife and family. When you meet up with him again in Baron, he's still ready to fight the good fight, and then, like many other monks that we've seen here, his honor and sacrifice is paramount. But let's not forget the Lunar Ruins dungeons too, where he's tasked with beating swarms of monks to show his strength. I mean, he's still committed to his training even after his inevitable retirement. The man is a solid party member able to deal elemental damage with his claws, or just kick the crap out of everybody if the need arises. And number 1, submitted by Bizarre, Travis Milker, Vessel, and Ross, is Sabin of Final Fantasy VI. Remember the 90s and the huge Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat craze? Well, I guess Square wanted to cash in on that too, so in comes Sabin with his blitzes. The commands switch up the gameplay and make combat fun, and while most characters didn't have much personality written for them, he and his brother are two sides of the same coin. Edgar is a womanizing, extravagant engineer, while Sabin is an unshackled aesthetic. He has an indomitable spirit that shines whenever it comes down to life or death, and while everybody else talks about Sabin's train suplex, nobody really seems to give him credit for holding up a huge mansion in the world of Ruin. All that and being a beefy bear not straying far from his gym? Yes, please. Well, that's it for the top 10 best JRPG monks as decided by my Discord server. We do have a few more honorable mentions though, such as Xylo of Shining Force 1, Karma of Shining Force 2, and Prim of Secret of Mana. Who are your favorite monks and why? Let me know in the comments, and I hope that you did enjoy this video. And if you want to take part in future class ranking videos, come and join the Discord server to make your voice heard too. The link to it can be found in the video description, as well as in the comments. I do hope to see you there. You can also consider supporting me on Patreon for early access videos and behind the scenes photographs. And as always, if you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good day.